Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bahat, Rakar, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who will and teach well, to the Akims and the Iris and Byris, and those pushing this word in truth, sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. I just want to do a quick lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying. And, Passover's coming up. And, around this time, we tend to make that little extra effort to check ourselves, make sure that our walk is right, which is something that we should be doing regular anyway, not waiting for Passover to come around. But, these times a year, or, we tend to make that little extra effort. We've got Feast of Unleavened Bread coming up, so on and so forth. And something that we have to be able to do is to take accountability for the things that we say, the things that we do, even for our thoughts. Now, I want to quickly bring this verse out. This is Romans chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, so then every one of us shall give account of himself to the Most High. So in the day of judgment, we're going to have to give an account for the things that we do, the things that we say. Now, when we look at that word, account in the Strongs, give me a second. Romans 14 and 12. Yeah, so it says, of speech. So we're going to have to give account for the things that we say. That's why, the Bible tells us about every idle word. We have to be mindful of the things that we say. It says, a word uttered by a living voice embodies a concept or idea. What someone has said. So we even have to be mindful of the things that we think, the thoughts that we have. It says, of the moral precepts given by the Most High. We're going to have to give account for how we conducted ourselves according to what the Lord told us to do. Doctrine, teaching, anything reported in speech, a narration, narrative, says event, deed. So basically the way that we actually walk, our whole life. When you read Psalms 19, and open that, Psalms 19 and verse 7, says, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. It says, the statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. So the only way we can make sure that, when it comes to us giving account on the day of judgment, that the account will be a good one, is that we're actually walking according to the will of the Lord, applying the instructions that the Lord gave us to the best of our ability. Go to chapter 25, Psalms 25 and verse 4. It says, show me thy ways, O Lord, teach me thy paths. Now, we're going to the word path. It says way, path, the path, way, passing of life, way of living. That's what the Lord is showing us through his word, how to live a life that is pleasing to him. Because, we're all going to have to give account. We're going to have to give account for the things we say, for the things we do, for the things we think. And this is something why the scriptures always tells us to examine ourselves. Is our thoughts being pure? Is our actions one which is worthy and pleasing to the Most High? So it says, show me thy ways, O Lord, teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the Most High, for thou art the power of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day long. So we can't really take for granted everything that we do. We can't really get too lackadaisy, too comfortable. We always have to be examining ourselves, because what? The scripture lets us know that the devil is walking around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. And the moment that we start to lax, believe that, yeah, we've conquered everything, even if, there's an area in your life that you've worked on and you believe, yeah, you can manage this area quite well now, you still have to be mindful and not get too lackadaisy, because the devil, it may come today, try to kick down that door and realize, well, it's fortified. But then he's going to come back on another day and see if it's still as fortified as it was the last time he came. And, like I said, we have to be mindful that everything that we do, everything that we say, we're going to have to give account for. Going back to Psalms 19 and verse 14. It says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, because the scripture lets us know that out of the heart proceed evil thoughts. So if we're not making sure that the things that we think, these turns into actions or they turn into words, if we're not making sure that they're pure, and how do we make sure that they're pure? By sticking to the words of the Lord. It says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. So we're going to have to give account for everything that we do, and to make sure that these things, the account that is being taken, because angels are around watching, whether we see them or not, be aware that they are actually watching. The scripture tells you in Proverbs 15:3 that the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And the eyes of the Lord are what? The angels, taking notes. So they're taking note of what we do, because we're going to have to give account for everything that we do and say and think. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. It says, for the Most High shall bring every work into judgment. He didn't say some, he said every work. Yeah, that's you giving account for what you did. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So it's best for us to rehearse these acts as much as possible. Work on the areas in our lives that we struggle with. If it's forgiveness, if it's whatever it may be, your thoughts ain't pure. The words that's coming out your mouth, then more time they're going off. Just work on it, man. Work on it before the Lord works on you. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Wahar, Rakar, Kadash, Kwam Rasha Allah.